Good morning. It's Thursday, April the 23rd, and this is The Drill. Thank you very much. I'm Ron, your host, and the only true conservative in the United States today, because I don't take my cues from the left. I will not pretend to be neutral, and I will not simply give you the facts and let you decide. I'm partisan, and I'm here to convince and persuade. I created this podcast to answer the question most asked by conservatives, namely, what can I do? My podcast is short, approximately 5 to 10 minutes long, because shorter podcasts are easier to download and listen to, and shorter podcasts force me to get to the point. I've been listening to conservative talk radio since 1989. I've grown up in a socialist household, and I've seen up close and personal the destructive effects of socialism. My podcast is made available through Spreaker and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. Today, what can I do? Quote of the day, treating the people with respect, and all in the family. All that when I come back. Thank you. What can I do? Figure out, number one, what you've been doing, analyze it, and do away with that which is ineffective. Second, don't spread the disease. Then, don't give in to the pressure to prove a negative. Then, mind your own business, listen and read carefully, criticize, trust yourself, be realistic, learn to love the concept and abstraction, and don't be reactionary. Next up, the quote of the day. Thank you. The quote of the day comes from Abraham Lincoln. Quote, "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power." Unquote. Next up, treating the people with respect. Thank you very much. The politicians, some of whom think of themselves as leaders, have not treated the people with respect as far as this pandemic is concerned. They're full of conceit. They pretend to lead, they pretend to have answers and solutions, and they pretend to be in control. They manipulate and intimidate. If the so-called leaders were genuine, sincere, then they would admit what it is that they do not know. They would acknowledge their lack of control, and they would do us the favor of being realistic by declaring martial law and mobilizing the National Guard. Coming up, all in the family. Thank you very much. The best television show for any conservative to watch is All in the Family, starring Carol O'Connor. It is a sitcom about a family in Queens, New York in the 60s and 70s. Carol O'Connor plays the lead role, Archie Bunker, who is conservative and is constantly set upon by his liberal daughter and son-in-law. Archie wins every argument, and he wins all of the arguments because he refuses to be manipulated, bullied, or intimidated. Because he knows where he stands, he minds his own business, trusts himself, and isn't afraid to criticize. Back in a minute. Who is the true conservative? He is the person that knows, that has the courage of his convictions and is confident in what he knows. He's the person that understands that cultural conservatism is more important than political conservatism. He's not selfish, but minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He is patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He's open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential, not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn or correct his mistakes. He is a normal American, and he is better than the socialist. He is a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you're wasting your time. That brings me to the end of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. Think about it.